Hello, beautiful people whom we have here. Thank you very much for coming to the panel. Thank you very much for spending time with me. Yet before we're gonna start, I know that some people here might just sit and chill a bit, waiting for some chill pattern, and for me, it's a chance to put some kind of small trigger warning, because today, usually I speak about some fun stuff, right? I speak about social media, I speak about cosplay, I speak about creativity and geek stuff and everything. Today I will also speak about geek stuff, but in a bit more confrontational way. So if you not familiar with stuff like war, military conflicts, some stressful stuff, if you are not good with this option, if you don't really want to meet this today at some happy and cool and nice and chill event, then yeah, that's my turn to tell you that yeah, this panel will be kind of hard. This is my first time also doing this panel, and I don't really know how it will go up, so how you will support me and here and there. Because it's always a hard process, especially when you speak about topics like that. So, because my name is Maria, or Fenix Fatalist, I am a cosplayer and I'm a content creator. Basically, I write here from Ukraine, from Kiev. And the topic of my today panel will be about geek communities and how they handle crisis, and how our geek community handle war, which happened in Ukraine. Today, I just want to speak about not some stuff like how to do something or how to do cosplay, something like that. I just want to share with you some kind of experience that I've been handling as a member of the geek community and that I still consider as quite unique. I never expect that I may get this type of experience in my life, and I would never expect that being a member of some local community may be that important in hard times. Also, I believe that it may go not only in these hard moments as some stuff like war, but maybe about some local support and everything. That's something that you really may expect and get from people with whom you really share some interest. And that's my story that I really want to tell you today, and I hope that it will bring something new to your life. And so I will start from the very beginning. So let's speak about the communities, how they really work, and you can add some spot on and ask some questions, maybe before a panel, or maybe just in between, because we're really chill about everything. I don't know how about you, but for me, always being part of cosplay community and geek community, being such a thing like being a big family. Yeah, but not in terms big family, we love each other, but big family, like a big village, because you know everyone knows you. You have constantly some drama, some T-splits, some local fights, yeah? There are some groups of people here and there, and you need to kind of find some place in between them. It can be quite hard, and sometimes you're asking yourself, the same as with your family, my God, how did it happen in this place? Yeah, because relationships never been perfect, and even if you have some people with the same interest as you, sometimes it's still hard to manage it up, and that's how it's been usually for me. I had the feeling that I'm kind of part of the big family that kind of may support me, but also may judge me, may get me into some drama or something like that. And I've always been thinking that, okay, it's not such a big deal, right? And if I will need to find some people, maybe I will find some people from my job, some related to business, something more serious, or something like that. And then I woke up on 24th of February. And honestly, I think this kind of changed everything for myself. And that's why I will telling a lot about the family stuff, why I'll treat the community as family. Because honestly speaking, the same feelings that I had to my family, I had to other fellow Ukrainian cosplayers, creators, and everyone who I was able to meet. And the day when I woke up on 21st of February of 2022, honestly, this is supposed to be a cosplay shoot day. We were kind of late on the previous evening, and we decided that we're going to wake up really early. We'll go on the same spot because there should be pretty crowdy, and we'll make some extra pictures. And I still remember that I woke up about 4:30 a.m. and I've been sitting in my kitchen and I was half packed as Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. And I've been sitting there, and my photographer and my friend Alex Butzman, who arrived from other city on that day, especially to shoot me, he just enters and he says that we hear explosion in almost every district of Kyiv. And that wasn't something that you're supposed to believe, right? I've been thinking that it's some kind of mistake. It's some kind of the stuff that really, like, maybe some misunderstanding, or maybe they do some, like, I don't know, local common job or something like that. And then we heard it by ourselves. And I think that was the moment when I ran to my phone and I started to check up everyone whom I've been knowing. I still remember the first time when I heard the air raid, and I believe that was, like, it was my nightmare before that. Because we all were, like, people usually ask me, like, were you prepared for the war and everything? Did you really feel that, like, it will go? I say that I prepared my suitcase, I prepared everything, but honestly, when you get through that, it's like your nightmare gets into your real life. And I wasn't really able to believe that until I really heard this sound. And this sound was more or less like an alarm clock of, like, yeah, that began. It's not a nightmare. It's not something that you were afraid in your dreams, yeah? It's not like your anxiety. It's not your, like, you know, your inner feelings. It's more about, yeah, war began. You're a part of it now. You need to deal with that here and now. And no one really asks you, are you really willing to do that? And I think first hours were quite shocking because when we firstly heard that, we just grabbed our stuff, we grabbed our friends, and we grabbed our cats, and we just ran below to hide in the shelter. And there I started to check my friends, like, immediately. And I just realized that first people whom I think and whom I trust is, like, cosplay community. And I think that also some very important processes started to appear. And I think the first day it was all the same. Everything really stopped, and we just were, like, listening to explosion, listening that, like, they entered to the city, like, other city are under attack, there are artillery fires here, you need to hide, where you need to hide. If you will hide below, then the diversion groups may enter and kill you, or if you will be upstairs, the rocket may fly, and it's like, it's a very high chance that this may happen, yeah, and may kill you, and you don't really know where you should go. And the only thing that you're seeing right now is that if you won't do anything, you just will break mentally. So you need to find any actions that you can do. And here is a very important question, is that when something like that happens, that, like, many people ask themselves the same type of questions, is that what I can do for now? But some of my friends, especially those who I used to have in, like, countries that basically invaded us, they were like, what I can do? I can do nothing with that. I'm very sorry. I can't do nothing. I'm like, and other friends from Ukraine, they told me, what I can do this, I can share information, I can go and help, I can go and give my blood, I can go, like, in terms of, like, medical support. Yeah, I can go and subscribe to the, like, you know, like, support, like, army forces, or I can help to collect money. And that's where you decide that you need to do at least something. And that was very essential thing. So for myself, I decided that since I have a quite huge, like, media sources and media platforms, I decided that I will go with media sharing. I don't know, like, if you follow me or something like that. But yeah, that's the thing that I started to, like, kind of spread immediately, what's been happening. Because I know that I was one of the first, like, who seen that with my own eyes. You can't really manipulate with my words or anything like that. And I just been showing and filming it up to say people what's really been happening. And I won't deny that many people told me that, like, they try to convince me that something that I see with my own eyes is not real. They try to tell me that, no, it didn't really happen. It's, like, your fault. Or, for example, it's your army. I'm like, I see everything by my own eyes, okay? Like, you don't need to, like, tell me it in a different way. And since then, many people started to arrive to my account, and there was an urgent need that they started to ask me how I can help, how I can share, like, money, what I can do for you. And that was the next moment when I realized that, and that's the moment when the, like, trusting community started to appear. So how's this been happening for me, for example, yeah? There are people who tell, we are willing to help, we want to donate money, how we can do that? And I had a friend which been located, I think, in Dnipro at that moment, and he like, we need help. We need like to buy supplies. We need to buy stuff. We need to get it here immediately, and we need money. And I'm like, okay, but how people can like send money to you? It's not like available for Ukrainian banks. It's not available for Ukrainian like payments. So we need a PayPal. And a bit of context, PayPal wasn't really available there like until the beginning of the invasion. And I'm like, okay, we need someone with a PayPal system who can transfer like thousands and thousands of dollars to like with complete trust. And we don't really have time to check it out. So one girl, I don't know her really on that moment. I don't really remember her. I posted a story on my Instagram telling that we need someone with a PayPal who can transfer money to Ukrainian bank accounts. And one girl appeared and she told, I can't do that. I have a German account and I can accept money and I can transfer them immediately. I didn't know that girl, like really. I know that she's just from our Geek community. She is like a creator and she's an artist. And my decision was like that I need to handle this person, so she will take like bunch of money that we desperately needed on that moment without knowing really, will she like send it to anyone or she just will keep it for herself? Because like there was no reason really to check it out. And I was like, okay, let's go. So I transferred her PayPal and people started to send money and she literally sent everything until the very last coin. And that's the stuff that I really appreciate in geek communities, because it's very hard to find any trustful person in like moments of stress, in moments of crisis, in moments of like, you know, despair. And you desperately need to do that. You don't really have time to review everything, to trust anyone. And the first person you will start, you're from my community. Right, okay, let's go. I trust you. And that's been happening a lot of times. So, because many people have been trying to scam somehow people, and it also was a hard moment. But on the time, you're from community, you're a cosplayer, I trust you, I give you money. Like, you're my friend, yeah, you're a friend of my, like, also from the geek community, right? I remember you from the con. Okay, I give you money. And that's how it's been happening. I've been like handling stuff by myself, and we were just literally transferring to everyone who were able, like, yeah, who needed that help. Like, you need to run from the city because it's getting occupied. Okay, here are money. Oh, and you need right now money because you're happening in another country with literally no coin because you had just your cat and that's it. Okay, yeah, sure. And that was an ultimate trust. And that was the moment when I felt that our big geek family, which always have some drama, some tea split, some conflict, something, became quite a family to me. I didn't really need any word from them besides, hey, I'm from community. Can you guys me help? Hey, I'm from community. Can you trust me? And my answer was constantly, yes, I trust you. Yes, I trust you. Yes, I trust you. And I think that's how, like, and I think that in very stressful situations that you have in your life, because I really hope that you will never have this type of experience, but because it's hilarious. But then you will be in need, and when you need someone whom you need to trust to help with your stuff, you need to know that members of communities that you are sharing will be the first people who will be willing to support and help you. I don't really know like what part of community you may belong to. It may be even a friend group, but so for someone it's like YouTube, for someone it's like streaming, for other people it's like, I don't know, LARP, for others it's like role-playing, like your D&D sessions. All that is essential connections that may like, you know, sometimes upset you, sometimes make you feel mad, but in moments of need, they will be one of the very first people, A, whom you can trust, and B, whom you can ask for help. And they will definitely help you. That's the first lesson that I think I really learned here. And this is the very first moment of how I was able to detect, like, you know, what the meaning of community is and why I praise the fact that I am a member of this community. Also, crisis really opens eye for you to various people, because in moments of civil life, you can really think that, like, yeah, things are very complicated and hard. Is he a bad person? Is he a good person? Are they, like, nice or they are not really nice? What type of people they are? Should, like, I gather with them? Like, is it my cup of tea or not? There are a lot of complicated questions, and there are definitely a lot of manipulations, because, yeah, this person is nice, but not really, but something is off, and, you know, it becomes quite complicated. And in terms of when crises arrive, when there is some, like, you know, big thing happen, you always will see an eye-opening experience to your people. It kind of changed things like immediately. Before that, oh my God, I don't know, she's so good, but also something slightly off, and then it's like, no, she's bad. She is bad, and I know that from the very beginning right now because of, like, you know, how she treats right now, because reaction should be, like, immediate. And this guy, he seemed to be, like, yeah, contra, a bit rude, or, like, no, slightly, like, problematic, not in a social way, but in terms of behavior. But when crisis arrived, you trust him. You trust him immediately. He will be the one whom you can trust right now, and if you will come, for example, to other city, they will handle you fully. And everything becomes also extra clear. That's something that I really been shocked to see. Because I saw that, like, if some kind of stress or crisis happens, you don't really know whom you can trust, who is your friend, who is your enemy. No. In terms of crisis, it's pretty clear, and it's like life-changing. I won't deny that in Ukrainian community, we have, like, various people, and some of people, we don't really, like, we try to separate ourselves from them, despite the fact that sometimes they may be, like, popular, or they may get, like, big outreach, or we used to be big friends, because in moment of crisis, they really showed up their faces. For example, we had people, like, not in community, but, like, in other places, which tells that, like, I don't want to post anything because it will ruin my audience, yeah, because popularity is more essential to me. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that. And also, this is why it's also very important, because many people, they consider that we don't really need to work with, like, our media or something like that. And I work even harder with that after start of invasion, because I realized where we have, like, this media ability, then we are able to talk out. During, like, for this year, so many people try to talk out instead of me. They try to convince me that something that I've seen with my own eyes is not real, and they know this better from the newspaper or Twitter or Facebook or friends who are kind of expertise in politician stuff. And you know why I was able to stand against that? Because I had a media platform. I was able to say it's not truth. It's not truth because first, second, third, I've seen it with my own eyes. Here are the proofs. I can show them to you openly, and there is no real space for manipulation. And that's why I think it's always essential that in your community, there will be people who have some kind of media influence and who will become your voice where there will be need. And some people may think that, like, yeah, we love to do this for attention, especially us cosplayers, yeah. We really work with our social media and everything. But also, when the time comes, or if the time comes, I really know that if, I think it's our also obligation to speak out in terms of, like, we are not just members of Geek community, yeah? For example, for me, I am Ukrainian, and it's essential for me. So right now, I'm standing on this stage, despite the fact that it's very scary to talk out right now. But I know that it's my responsibility, and that's something that I'm supposed to share. And overall, the geek, like, communities and how they settle this up is more or less someone whom you can really trust. That's what I really know. And that is some part of responsibility that you can say. Also, the third thing that I really learned out is that your geek community will help you to connect with other people, like, from all about the world. Because, for example, with help of cosplay, since I'm a member of Geek community, I was able to connect to other people and gather them together. And it also helped me a lot. I would never expect, like, that people who've been my idols for, like, centuries, like, since I was a kid, they will be coming and helping us out. Maybe with donation, maybe with some support, maybe with some sharings. It was literally eye-opening experience. And they also be understanding that they help me because they know me and we share, like, the same circle and the same social connections. And this also, like, being like, I would never believe that, because before that they were somewhere very far. I guess that we all are part of one big geek community, but still, like, they are like stars, like first range, first class. And then it happens that they are super close to me, and they are super close to me because we share same interest. So the final thing that I really want to add on here is that sometimes it's hard to be part of some social group, yeah? Sometimes you really just want to run away and don't interact with people because speaking honestly, it's hard. Talking with your words through your mouth is a very hard thing. It's a very tough stuff. And sometimes you just want to say, no, 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 I don't want to be part of this group. I want to be on my own. It's more comfortable. It's so much easier. I don't really want to communicate. I don't really want to talk this out. But the thing is that when you will be in time of need, sometimes people with whom you share, how my parents used to call it, stupid kids' interest or something like that, will be the people who will help you first of all. They will be those who will come to you and help you. It may not sound like that right now, but overall, that's something that I truly learned. Our interests connect us with people from our country, from our local group, from all around the world. And my goal here is that, just be part of the community. It's an incredible feeling. Sometimes it can be extremely hard. Sometimes it requires a lot of investments, a lot of skills. But in the end, if something will happen, I hope that it will never happen. This will be the people for whom you can count on. And that's, I think, something that I learned here. And that's something that I'm really willing to share with you. I don't know if there is any need or something like that. If you want to ask extra question, we have an open micro. So if you're willing to ask something, I'd gladly reply to any of your questions.
Hello. So my question to you is, when you got the money, when or where exactly were you getting the supplies from? Were you getting them from general stores or from west of Ukraine or some other countries, if we can talk about that?
Yeah, literally from everywhere, because our group, because every group, the volunteer, I'm still a member of the volunteer group. We were starting and focusing to helping to civilians, and we were helping mostly to animals, for example, in needs. Later, we moved more to setting up suppliers for army and everything, and it's a really hard work. When volunteers collect money, it's not like that. They can go and buy it in every store. They need to find some suppliers, and usually these are very complicated chains that, for example, been going all the way from Europe, from special stores. And if we speak, for example, about some stuff like armor or I don't know, guns or something like that, there are definitely much more more higher volunteers. They have a special abilities, and they have special connections for being able to purchase some more complicated stuff. For us, we mostly have people whom we trust in Europe, and the same way, yeah, we were also just sending them money, and they were buying supplies from us and riding them, sometimes by themselves, sometimes with other stuff, literally to the borderline where we were able to meet them, and through supply line get them more and more and more. And that was 100% on trust. It's real chance that, for example, you can ask to buy something, you can send money, and then they just will disappear. But I don't think that this ever happened. And this ultimate trust was something that been shocking for me. I'm not familiar with trusting people, but I think this made me kind of change my opinion about that. So thank you very much. Yeah, okay, yeah, you go.
Curiosity, the Brave cosplay, just because you like Brave, or is it also a choice for symbolism?
No, I don't think that it's some kind of symbolism, because I'm still a cosplayer, and I'm a cosplay guest here, and thanks very much to Animefest for having me here. It's a very hard topic. Should you literally put on some part of national symbols in your costume? But this time I'm a Brave because I just enjoy Merida, and she's one of my favorite princesses. Like, but it's still like this suit was made by the Ukrainian studio, and I'm proudly wearing it because I try to show as much as possible, like, related to my country, because I'm honored to be Ukrainian, and I hope that people will discover more Ukrainian creators, more Ukrainian cosplayers, more Ukrainian manufacturers, and like more brands, because I'm just honored to be part of it, and I want to share my honor with as much people as possible. So thank you very much for coming. If you will have some extra questions, I'd be glad to reply them. You can find me in like next hall. I'll be there in cosplay guest area. Thanks everyone for coming. I'm very happy that there were people who arrived to listen to the topic, no matter how hard it is. And I really hope that you kind of enjoyed it. And again, if you have extra questions, you can find me there today until 8, I think, and tomorrow. So thank you very much.